Hi everybody, Mike with Enviroscape LA. We're at the headquarters of Enviroscape LA here in Redondo Beach. We're located on Artesia Boulevard, and I wanted to just give you an idea of how much goes into irrigation. There's timers, there's fittings. If you get into drip irrigation, there's MP rotators. It's just a mountain of stuff. But today's video is going to be about the Rainbird drip irrigation system, the copper shield technology. We mentioned copper shield technology. A lot of people think that the actual drip irrigation is made out of copper. No, it is not. Fallacy number one. It's not a. If you were to cut this emitter that's built inside of the hose here, it actually has a strip of copper. The reason they put the copper is to prevent root intrusion. In the old days, installers would put a fertilizer injection system, blow herbicide through there. Not recommended for our soil food web. And so when Rainbird came out with copper, I mean, how do you bring water into your home? It's with copper pipe, right? So it's a pretty safe product. Well, they put a strip of copper, and they found that the copper actually keeps the roots at bay to block, because if the roots don't seek water out, but they follow it, so if a root was to go inside of here, it would plug it up, wouldn't be any good. So that's why we use the Rainbird copper shield technology. And a little bit about the system that we use. So this is a Rainbird valve. This actually has a sticker on it, this particular one, LFV. Typically, maybe once a year, twice a year, we'll get a call from somebody. They can't get a hold of the gardener. The system's been on for an entire day. And what happens is there's a diaphragm that's inside of here, and it takes pressure. So there's a lot of water pressure coming from the house pressure that goes in here, and then when the clock says with these communicates with the valve through these wires and says, okay, turn on, there's a flap, a diaphragm in here that opens up and it lets water through. Well, it also takes pressure to turn it off, but because drip irrigation is at such a low flow, sometimes there's a risk. If you use another type of valve, it may not shut off. If that happens, it could be 24, 48 hours later until somebody realizes the yard is swimming. That's not a good thing. We don't want to waste water. So this LFV stands for low flow valve. And what this does is it's always guaranteed to shut off. Rainbird has a patent on this. So it's a very good product. Right here, there's a mesh filter, because no matter how clean our LA water is, and it is the cleanest in the world, but it's still going to get a little debris. This will catch it. It'll catch it here. You open this up, you empty it out once a year, and then you put it back in. So it's a good thing to have. Plus, this is also a pressure reducer, as it brings it down to 40 gallons per hour. Now, we always, in our systems, we recommend putting a gate valve. This is this is a shut-off valve. So you turn this thing, and you can shut the water off to the valve if anything ever happens where it needs to be replaced, without having to shut it off for the home. This is an air relief valve. You know, drip irrigation, you get a lot of, it is a recycled plastic, this Rainbird product. It is like a big balloon when it's not in use with water. It's like a big balloon underneath the ground. And so what this does is it has a lot of air in it. When the water comes at a high velocity, the fittings for a second may go poof, and you have that a couple thousand times, and you may loosen the fittings around these barb fittings. So we put an air relief valve. That's what this thing is. So it's kind of like lets all the air out of the system without it damaging this. So we always do that. And then this is the end of the line. This is a clean out. When you have plumbing at home, your plumber has a clean out for your toilets. This is like a clean out for your drip irrigation. This is how we do it better. This is how we do it at Rainbird. So and one last thing I want to leave you with. Great illustration in the Rainbird manual. This is how drip irrigation is done right. You don't put one emitter to each plant. You actually build a grid every 12 inches. This is how it's done. So just wanted to point these things out to you. I've been getting a lot of calls from DIYers, do-it-yourselfers. For more information, go on the rainbird.com website, or you can contact us if you're local. We're here in Redondo Beach. We service South Bay. Mike from Enviroscape LA signing off. When you think drip irrigation and water conservation, think Enviroscape LA.